And we are live, queuing up the theme song.
Oh, it's time to get real.
It's a new experience.
Yeah, keep your ears open for this one. You got a question for RLM? It's time to get some answers, baby. Come on, now we getting real. It's time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality Radio. I'm your host, Global Happiness Specialist. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Smash the like button. Happiness specialist. Who the hell does she think she is? Happiness. You know, this happiness gets such a bad rap. Oh, toxic, positive, toxic behavior. Listen, this show today, especially today, and I'm coming up to my, what is this, 15th anniversary? I've been doing this show for over 10 years. Yeah, 2004. Oh, at least 15 years, at least. The same show, The Truth About Happiness, Reality Spirituality, but there is a running theme. And when I talk about the truth about happiness, you know, there's so much out there. There's so much going on in the world. And what I get a lot of pushback with, well, that's not important. That's very selfish and head in the sand, and you don't know what's going on with the world and the state of the world. All of it. I hear all of it. I get all of it. And all I want to say, especially on today's show, I get so much. When I say pushback, it's just a different perspective. It's a different perspective. Listen, you can accomplish, you can set your goals, you can do what you got to do. Yay, go causes. But the truth is, if you are not vibrating, meaning a personal energy, a personal vibration of contentment and peace, your life and your emotions are going to go just like this. And emotions and life does go like this without any, there is no control. I don't have any control about what baseball is thrown at me, what fastball is thrown at me. But the tools to hit every single pitch, in fact, it's baseball season, every single pitch, home run. That's what I'm talking about when I say happiness. Happiness is a practiced skill. Inner peace is a practice. Vibrating an energy of contentment is a practice skill. And especially for all my youngsters, all my 20-year-olds and late 20s and early 30s and 40s, keep doing what you're doing, kids. Keep it up. But what I am going to share is there is going to be a time, I don't know when, but there is going to be a time down the road when there is something else that you value other than what the world says to value, other than what the world is preaching to value, other than what the world says is successful. Success, if you ask me, thank you for asking, success is the ability to live and drink in and soak in and stay in the present moment. The present moment, not the future, not the past. How do you practice living in the present moment? And the present moment is where peace is found and where contentment is found and where life is experienced. Life is not experienced yesterday. That's something that's going on in here. Life is not experienced in the future. That's something that's going on in here. And so my message is very simple. It's a simple message, but it is a big challenge. It is the biggest challenge that I have ever attempted in my life. It is the biggest achievement. It is the biggest. It is so much. It is consuming work, practice, never, ever, ever giving up. And life is going to hit with all different types of puzzles, all different types of curveballs, all different types, from health to relationships to financial to the social media. All of it is a challenge. But how do you maintain and sustain a personal energy of peace and contentment? That's what this show is about. How do you do it? And so let me give you my definition of happiness, which is the ability to maintain an energy of contentment and not to get wrapped up and not to get sucked up in what the world says is important. And you can believe, listen, the programming dictates what's important. The programming, when I talk about programming, I'm talking about the beliefs that a person develops, that the person carries, that the beliefs that get so ingrained that after a while you believe it's the truth. And that's what the show is about, focusing on what's not the truth, focusing on what the world says is important and what the world says is the truth. And if you haven't listened to every show, Google the 5 most common regrets of the dying. The 5 most common regrets of the dying. The 5th regret is, I wish I would have been happier. I wish I would have let myself be happier. And that's all I'm saying on this little show, that maybe one person, 2 people, who knows, 500, 5 million, it doesn't matter. The number isn't important. The number is not important. And that's another program, believing that numbers, whether it's in a bank account or whether it's on a scale, or whether it's how many likes you have, that numbers is just not important. I get it. If you're in business, you have to hit some numbers. I understand all of that. I'm 70 years old. Please don't share that. Please don't tell anyone. And at this stage, my dear listeners, my dear audience, it's not about the likes. It's not about the money. It's not about the relationships. It's how it is what energy you are emitting. That's it. Because you can continue to do whatever you feel you're called to do, protest whatever you feel you're called to protest, but coming all the way back and getting to that person and looking at that person that's in the mirror, and asking those questions and really being honest. This is the mirror here. And being honest with self. It's never about what the world thinks is important. I'm telling you, I'm in the 4th quarter. They've already played some commercials. At 70 years old, there is going to be a time, I believe, that there is a reflection, there is a self-awareness, there is a time to, let's analyze. And in fact, one of the most, which he will soon be forgotten. I don't care what the world sells you, legacy, leave a legacy. All people will be forgotten. And especially with the the importance that they have in this moment. All people will be forgotten. And let me just give you, I mean, I was going to say Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, one of the creator, biggest creator, changed the world with the Apple phone, iPhone, the iMac, the iProducts, all of the Apple products changed the world. Can't be denied. And if you do any research or any history on him, he was a real asshole. Not a nice guy, it seemed like didn't have a heart, but a real asshole. Do the research. Don't believe me. But at the end of his life, when he was diagnosed with cancer, I don't remember what kind of cancer, but when he was diagnosed with cancer, did not want to do any of the traditional, did not want to go the traditional route with chemo or radiation, any of that. Was searching for more holistic cures. At the end, when he knew that he was coming to the end of the road, I think there must be a song like that, the end of the road, this man began to realize what was really important. And what was important to Steve Jobs toward the end of his life was being able to walk to the park, sit on a bench at the park. The most important, I mean, so to get to the end, to have one foot in the grave, you're dying of cancer, and there is a revelation, there is a realization that the most important thing isn't anything that he did, and is anything that he invented, anything that changing the world. How much peace and how much happiness and how much contentment did he have at the end? That's all I'm saying, folks. This is what do they call it? This is just a signal. I'm just a lighthouse here giving you a signal. If your peace, happiness, and contentment, and again, it's an energy, if it's not important to you in this moment, there will be a time when it is going to be important. And all I'm saying is, can we get to it now? Can we do some of the practicing now? Can we start eliminating these program behaviors that subtract? In fact, my latest book called Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. In this book, I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from a person's happiness. 56, that's a lot. Plus, in September, I'm going to start the 9th semester of a class. It's called The Truth About Happiness, the same as the title of the show. The Truth About Happiness. And what I found in 15 years of teaching these classes in California, in Oregon, and now in Nevada, 15 years of teaching the classes, there's only a very small percentage of the population. There's a very small percentage of people that are interested or even are willing to, because it is not easy, are willing to do the deep dive and deep reflection. There is a reason that you're listening to this show. There is a reason that you tuned in. And I'm not pretending to have any kind of power. I'm not pretending to have all the answers, but I do know this. I do know that my state in mind is number one. Number one over health, number one over my only son. Don't tell him. Number one, how good am I? How productive am I? How helpful can I be if my energy is like this? There is a reason that people are drawn to peace, contentment. I keep using the words, but that are drawn to people with an ease, with a, you can feel a presence. You can feel a calmness. You can feel someone that's balanced. You can feel someone that isn't programmed, that isn't run by their programs. And in fact, let me just say this. This programming is so deep. It even offers an identity. It even gives you an identity to defend. The programming is so deep that it even tells you what you are, who you are, what you like, what you don't like. This programming is real, and it's about, the practice is about stripping away little by little, layer by layer, all of the beliefs, the ideas that are just not true. Untrue. Why would you build anything? Why would you have anything on a foundation that is not based in truth, that is not based in reality, and not an illusion, in reality, that isn't rooted in, that isn't formed, that isn't started with foundation? And what is the foundation? One of my favorite quotes, it's not my quote, but one of my favorite quotes is, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. And the truth about happiness is that when I say happy, I'm not talking about, oh, I'm just so happy today. How do I hit out life's curveballs every pitch? How do I hit a home run every pitch? And when I say home run, I'm talking about I'm either choosing peace in any moment, or I'm choosing drama. Which do you think is going to offer more happiness? The peace or the drama? So it's every single moment consciously making a different decision than what the ego wants. Because the mind and the ego and the thoughts and the stories are not you, not your identity. You're not your name. You're not your name. You're not your upbringing. You're not in identity. You're more than that. You're consciousness having a human experience. And when I started talking, let's see, hold on a second. Oh, let me ask you this question. So what are the biggest problems? What are the biggest challenges in the world today? What are they? I don't know. Global warming, wars, genocide, animal rights, science, prescription drugs, gambling, drinking, name it. What are the biggest problems that the world has today? Well, if you ask me, and you just did, the biggest problems are unhappy people. People that are, and when I say unhappy, I mean disconnected to their true self, disconnected in a way that can't, if you're put in a dark room, you don't know which way is the door. I remember deep sea fishing. Oh my goodness. Done it twice now in my life. I don't think I'll be doing it again, but don't tell anybody. I remember when you're deep sea fishing, and I've only done it twice, there is a spot where the boat has to travel. And if you look around, especially if you're with a real professional deep sea fisherman, you look around, guess what? You don't see land anywhere. You can't see land to the right. You can't see land to the left. You can't see land up, down. Where's the land? So if anything happened to that boat, I wouldn't have a clue as to where to start swimming. Not a clue. Unless I have a compass stuck to my head. not a clue as to which way to start swimming. And that's all I'm saying with this show is how to stay connected, especially when you can't even see land, especially when there's uncertainty, especially when confusion, especially when all of the emotions that all humans feel. Which way? How do I navigate through a challenge? Now, most program people navigate through challenges with anxiety, stress, concern, worry, going back over and over and over again, analyzing the moment, analyzing other people, analyzing an outcome. And I'm here to say that I get it. But that's a lot of work that's not necessary. That's a lot of focus that is not necessary. And quite frankly, not only not necessary, it subtracts from your happiness. And let's get back to when you were first born, when you were born, popped out of the womb, you didn't know how to worry. You didn't know how to, as far as fear goes, being afraid of anything and maybe a sound, loud noise or a fear of falling. There weren't any fears. Fears are programmed in. Worry is programmed in. Having a preference is programmed in. And the programming, let me just share this one. I saw this online and it was a short video. I didn't watch it all. I just kind of skipped through it because I wanted to see the people that this woman, her name is Vera Wang, very famous global designer, and she specializes in wedding dresses, I believe. I know you specialize in wedding dresses. Very famous Vera Wang, the wedding expert, from the dress. I don't know if there were any diamonds. I don't know if any jewelry by Vera Wang. Anyway, look her up. She's huge. And her video, this was the video, and it said, the 5 most elegant women I've ever met. The 5 most that she ever saw. Scratch that. The 5 most elegant women she ever saw. Now, this woman is a designer, and she designs for the wealthiest in the world. I don't know if she designs. I don't know if there is another line that's just for us cute little peons, which is okay. The most elegant women that she's ever seen. 5. You ready? 5 most elegant women that she's ever seen. Now, this woman, Vera Wang, is judging or making or coming up with a conclusion based on what? Based on how somebody looks and how somebody carries themselves and how someone is dressed. Okay, you remember. All external. First one, Princess Diana. Now, here we go. Princess Diana, beautiful, elegant, fashion, what do they call those people? Fashionista? No, that's not a word. Fashionista. Is that a word? Fashionista. Hey, Siri. Oh, she's on mute. Is fashionista? I don't know what that word is. I have to look that up later. But anyway, let's get back to that. So Princess Diana, Jacqueline Kennedy, Audrey Hepburn, who was a movie star, Elizabeth Taylor, Grace Kelly. Now, let me just go back to the people that I remember seeing. Princess Diana, Jacqueline Kennedy, Audrey Hepburn. I don't really know too much about her other than she was a great actress. Elizabeth Taylor, I do know a little bit about her. Grace Kelly, not too much. I do know that Elizabeth Taylor. So here we go. Vera Wang, this designer, global designer, for the very wealthy. She made a video and it says the 5 most elegant women that she has ever seen. Princess Diana, beautiful woman. Of course, she was extremely well dressed. Of course, she had, people that dressed her, finest designers. I'm sure she had favorites. But we all know the backstory with Princess Diana. And I would wager maybe a quarter or a dollar. I would wager that if Princess Diana was asked, would you have everything? You have everything. You live in a castle. You've got the world just waiting in line just to see you, just to put their eyes on you. Just oh, it's Princess Diana. Oh, I would bet that if she was asked, would you give all of this up to have some kind of peace and happiness? Because from what the books and her diaries, she was anorexic, used to throw up, make herself throw up, which is another, it's all mental now. Just know that it's mental. From just the whole circumstances, this woman looking for love, searching for a feeling, searching to belong, searching to feel happy. And Vera Wang says she's the most elegant woman, one of the most elegant women she's ever seen. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not judging. I'm not making a great statement just based on somebody's dressing and being or seeming elegant. Sorry, Vera Wang. And Vera Wang, 77. She knows better. She knows what's important. At 77, you know that's what's important. And in fact, let me just say this. I teach a fitness class at an assisted living facility. And there's a woman there. There's a couple of them, but this one woman, I mean, she is dressed every single day like she's going to a ball, like she's going to a ball, to a after 5 affair with tuxedos. She's got the earrings, she's got the makeup, the lipstick, the jewelry that matches the clothes, and they're just not t-shirts. Nice clothes, the nails, everything is immaculate. She looks great. She looks like she used to be a model or someone that was really into fashion, someone that was really into looks, because she's still into it. I'm sure she would. Well, I don't know this, but I would bet that she would not step out of a room without her full look. But that's just another program that I'm here to share. That's just another program. So let me just go back to the 5 most elegant women that she's ever seen. What does that mean? What do I gain from this elegant look? What does that have to do with anything that's going on inside? Absolutely nothing. The other woman, here we go, Jacqueline Kennedy. Now, I get it, styled, dressed, elegant, the first lady, president's wife. But we all know what's behind the curtain. There may be moments of peace and happiness and contentment, maybe moments, but the majority, I'm sure that Jacqueline Kennedy would say, hey, I'd rather have peace than have what I got right now. and I'll wear a burlap dress. The other one, here we go, Elizabeth Taylor. Okay. Again, Vera Wang talks about the 5 most elegant women she's ever seen. Elegance, how these people look, how they dress, means absolutely nothing, especially if you're measuring peace, inner peace. So here we go, Elizabeth Taylor. Wasn't she married 8 times, 7 times, 8 times, or am I thinking of Zsa Zsa Gabor? No judgments here. I'm not judging, but if I could talk to any of these women or any people that have this look or have this air about them, and would they say that, now see, I'm getting into other people's business, but would they want more peace? Would they want more peace? I mean, being married 8 times, there's something going on with that. You can't tell me that there's not. This searching, this looking, this longing for this filling up, filling your soul up. And you're not going to fill the soul up with anything that isn't soul food. Soul food. And I don't mean black eyed peas, greens, fried chicken. I don't mean any of that, which is really good. Macaroni and cheese. I don't mean any of that. Biscuits, homemade ice cream. I don't mean any of that. Now I'm hungry. Food for the soul. What is it? What does it look like? What is food for the soul? And that's all I'm sharing on this show. The more food that I eat, the more food that I consume for my soul, the happier and the happier I will be. So it's not what man consumes and what man thinks is nourishing, because we already know. Shout out to Will Smith before the infamous slap heard around the world. Will Smith, I should have tagged him. Will Smith said, I have everything. He was interviewed in GQ magazine in November 2021. He said, I have everything. I have money, fame, clothes, designer, awards, but I'm not happy. And now he's running around the planet doing something else that's on this search. Happiness is not found anywhere. Happiness is not discovered anywhere. Happiness is a peace that is indescribable, not undescribable, indescribable. But let me try it. But you can feel it. You can feel it when you have it. Stuck. Okay. The purpose of this show is to put a spotlight on what's the truth and what's a program. That's it. What's the truth and what's the program? The truth about happiness is that most people, 98% of the population, are going to experience that brief moment of ecstasy, elevated heart rate, smile, cheer. Woo, that's, especially if your team wins the Super Bowl. Wow, wow, wow. But how long does that last? How long does that last? That exuberant feeling of, and I'm here to tell you that feeling can last, can be maintained for as long as you practice, eliminating the programming. And the biggest programming is believing these thoughts and believing these stories and coming up with a ego authored story. This life is a challenge. The circumstances that come across a person's path are a challenge, but there is something that is missing that people think they will find with achieving a goal. They think they will find when they have a certain amount of zeros behind the one in the bank account, that they think that they are going to find with another person, another human. This contentment is not found anywhere out there. This contentment is not achieved by any kind of a human accomplishments. Anyone will tell you. People that'll tell, especially the billionaires, will tell you they have everything money can buy. And how much contentment? Nobody talks about it. But how much contentment is there? And the world focuses on the people, the masses that are just, you might as well say it, herd animals. People that just follow a trend, that just follow a program belief, especially about this success thing. Tell me your success, and especially did you this constant achieving. And I'm here to tell you that the biggest achievement, the biggest accomplishment is the ability, the practice to maintain and sustain a cool, calm balance. I think this was on Facebook. No, it was it on Facebook? I think it was on Facebook. 192 million hits on happiness, 484 million on life, 129 million hits on peace, 60 million on truth. That's all I'm saying, people. Continue with your work, continue with your goals. But when you start identifying with what most humans identify with, and when you start believing that what humans believe is important, just check out. Check it out. I didn't mean check out. Check it out. And let me give a shout out to my favorite political commentator, who happens to be a youngster. You can't poo-poo happiness, honey. It is a state of mind. It is a state in mind. And when a person is reacting like a robot, which is just an instant rage, you go into an instant rage based on based on what happened, instant rage, instant anger, you are just a robot. And either you are living your life as a robot, no offense. One of my favorite quotes, you are not experiencing life, you are experiencing your mind. And this practice is just about transcending the mind, going beyond what the mind can comprehend, because it is about comprehending beyond the mind. The mind can't bring peace. The mind isn't able to. That's not what it's made of. That's not what it's made of. That's not its purpose. The mind is here to come up with, this moment isn't good enough. The mind is here to come up with, this moment, this moment needs more. The mind is discontented on another level. And when you recognize it, no hating on it, but when you recognize that's what the mind does, that's its purpose, is to find fault, find fault with the moment, believe that there's something else that is needed, have a preference. This moment is unwanted. That's what the mind does. And so it is a separation. The practice is to separate yourself, your higher self. Some people call it higher self, yourself, your presence from the mind. You are not your mind. You are not your stories. You are not your thoughts. But nobody teaches that. Nobody shares that. Nobody talks about that. And but the world, listen, the world will tell you what's successful. But I just named which ones. Oh, well, hold on. Oh, Princess Diana, Jacqueline Kennedy, Audrey Hepburn, Elizabeth Taylor, Grace Kelly. These are the 5 most elegant women that Vera Wang has ever seen. She wrote, she made a video about it. The 5 most elegant women that Vera Wang has ever seen. Now she's talking about how these people are dressed, how they look, how they carry themselves. But Princess Diana, listen, I wouldn't want to be her mental state. Are you kidding? Elizabeth Taylor, no, thank you. Mary, no judgment, but just describing. There is no peace going on in here. And when there's no peace inside, it's very difficult. Scratch that. It is impossible to find lasting peace outside. That's all I'm saying. Do what you got to do, achieve what you have to achieve, but don't think that your achievements, that your accomplishments, that your goals that have been met will bring you anything other than peace, that will bring you lasting peace. Ask Michael Jordan, ask Tom Brady, ask Will Smith. All of these ask Steve Jobs, all of these very accomplished, the world will say successful, accomplished men and women. Where the hell is the peace? And that's all I'm saying. What is it? The cart before the horse? Yeah, the happiness cart. Can we put that first? And then keep doing and keep taking care of your business. But can we put the happiness cart first? Please. You don't have to. Listen, there's only a few years ago, I didn't even realize it, that everybody is not going to be interested. Everybody does not value an energy of contentment, does not value it. The world doesn't value. There's no awards. There's no awards, trophies going out to the happiest person on the planet. And what does that even mean? That means that whatever life throws at me, and I'm speaking for myself, whatever life throws at me, I don't care what it is, whether it's death, whether it's a medical challenge. Listen, at 70 years old, 70, I'm not the same person I used to be. It's not an easy practice to trust, surrender, and know that everything is in order, that everything is happening for a reason. And all I'm here to do is to share what I've learned. That's it. That happiness, inner peace, and contentment are all practice skills. And it depends on what you value, and it depends on what you're committed to, and it depends on what do you want to think about or feel on your deathbed. Have you ever thought about that? Well, on my deathbed, hopefully I'll be able to make a few jokes. See you later. Not seeing you. Let me see. I don't want to have to plan. I'm not going to plan a joke for my deathbed, am I? No, because that's in the future. No, but I definitely want to be able to keep all this shit light. It is a program to believe anything is serious. It is a program to believe anything is important. It's all meaningless. What did she say? It's not meaningless. Oh, really? Well, let's see. I know my parents, well, haven't been around for a while, but I know that what was really important to Ralph and Marcel Norrington, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, ain't important now. And so it is a rethinking, a recalibrating, a knowing, spotlighting the programming. And again, in this, my latest book, Program for Unhappiness, in this book, it's on Amazon. In this book, I list 56 program behaviors that subtract from your happiness. 56. And they're different levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm just telling you. But what can I do? What can I do? I can only share. And if you're inspired to follow, scratch follow. If you're inspired by the message, which the message is, it is happiness is a practice. It is a practiced skill. It is a practice. It is a lone practice that doesn't get a lot of kudos or doesn't get a, hey, good job. Wow. But your energy is a contribution to this planet. So if your energy is of sadness, anger, angst, resentment, guilt, all of those low vibrational energies, that's your contribution to the planet, because your energy is your contribution. No judgment. And there's nothing wrong with feeling all of the emotions. But what I share is I don't label my emotions. What? What is she, crazy? Yes, she is. I don't label the emotions. I say I'm human and I'm feeling. I'm just feeling. One of my favorite quotes from Guy Finley, in fact, the only quote that I share, he says, "The feel is real, but the why is a lie." The feel is real, but the why is a lie. So the programming of believing I'm feeling this way because, and then the ego comes up with the story. I'm here to tell you all those extra suitcases, all that extra, all of that crap that is believed to be the truth is just not. So that's it. The truth about happiness is it is a road less traveled. You can tell. Look around you. Look how easy it is for people to get angry and irritated and annoyed and bothered. That's just because of there's nothing going on in here. That's peaceful. All right, that's the end of today's show. Thank you for listening. Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday when the inspiration hits. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Follow me on X at RL Norrington. I'm on LinkedIn. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. My first book, Reality Spirituality, The Truth About Happiness, was published in 2014. I'm not even the same person. My latest book, Program for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. This is on Amazon, and it's an easy read. It's a quick read. 56 program behaviors. Also in this book, I list 26 behaviors that can be practiced that will add to your happiness. Again, happiness is a practice skill. Until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are consciousness. You are presence. You are awareness, having a human experience. You're always evolving, always changing, especially when you practice awareness, self-awareness. Why am I saying it? What's my purpose? What's the intention? This is not an easy, easy life. However, the rewards and the peace that I'm feeling at 70, if someone wanted to write a check to me for billions, scratch that, $1 trillion, you can keep it. Keep it. Because who I was before was a programmed robot that went up and down, and was affected by all the tides, was affected by all the weather. It's like going out, into the world, and if it's cold or if it's rainy, oh, now I'm really going off on a tangent here, but the weather affects your internal. And I'm here to say that your internal is number one GPS. So love is patient and love is kind. Be patient and be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. And it is about every moment, living in the moment, the present moment. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality. Yours truly, global happiness specialist, Rebecca L. Norrington. Remember, happiness is a practice skill. And I promise you, the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find. When you commit, you focus, and it's just sheer will. Thank you, John Wick. It's just sheer will. Happiness is a practice skill. And if I can do it, you can do it. Thank you for listening.